Hey, what's going on YouTube? My name is Karlos Pokemon, and last week on the channel we took a look at some of my all-time favourite legendary Pokemon. However, making that video got me thinking, what about the pseudo legendaries? Which of those are my favourite? And looking up exactly how many of these Pokemon are, I was actually shocked to find out that Lucario isn't a pseudo legendary. I couldn't believe it, but thankfully it wasn't my biggest mistake I've ever made with Pokemon. Although those we can talk about in a future video. Anyway, after much consideration, I have my top 5 favourites of the pseudo legendaries, and here they are. First off, we have Metagross. Now, as someone who isn't a big fan of Generation 3, I honestly didn't expect this Pokemon to enter the list above others, but when I really thought about it, I did like Metagross a lot. It's an interesting design as no one seems to really pin down one origin for it, although the suggested UFO or supercomputer origins do make a lot of sense. Not only this, but when it came to Aurus, of course we got gifted a shiny Beldum, and being my first journey through Hoenn in years, I jumped at the chance to use it in my playthrough. Although there are obviously pseudo legendaries I like better, Metagross is still pretty damn good. And number 4 is Tyranitar. Beyond being a pretty formidable opponent in competitive play, although maybe not used as much as it once was, I don't know, I'm stupid, I don't play competitive. And of course its fearsome design, Tyranitar won me over in the movie Celebi and the Voice of the Forest. Although it was on the evil side being controlled by the Iron Mask Marauder, its role in the story and the fact that it finally gained its freedom along with the other Pokemon poached by the Team Rocket member really made me like this Pokemon so much and continues to this day. In fact, in a few of my playthroughs, in randomizers that I've done just by myself, I've used a Tyranitar on my team and it's been pretty damn awesome. Next up is Goodra. Hailing from one of my all-time favourite regions in Karlos, of course I was gonna like the pseudo legendary. But more than that, in my opinion, it has one of the best arcs in the anime with Ash, and although yet again it's a Pokemon that Ash set free, we thankfully didn't have to wait or not see it ever again like Butterfree or Greninja. This time we actually got to see his Goodra again in the Lumiose conference. Outside of the anime, I didn't really get to use a Goodra in a playthrough or even its pre-evolutions. But to be honest, it's not all that often that I intend to use a pseudo legendary of a region, so it's not unheard of that I just don't think to pick one up, or I don't come across one. Regardless, Goodra is an awesome pseudo legendary because of all of these reasons. Just missing out on the top spot for me is the Generation 1 pseudo legendary, Dragonite. It's the original pseudo legendary, what can I say? And how can I not like this Pokemon? It's decent in battles, I love its design, and of course, some of Dragonite's best moments came from one of my favourite generations of the anime in Black and White. Iris's relationship with hers was brilliant and interesting, and even though this season may not be my all-time favourite, and definitely not a fan favourite, Dragonite and Iris were a big part of me coming to like the series, not to mention its standoff with Ash's Charizard where it managed to hold its own until the battle was stopped by N. All in all, I just really like Dragonite, and who could blame me? And finally, at the number 1 spot on my top 5 list of pseudo legendary Pokemon is Hydraegon. Now, Hydraegon is another Pokemon from Generation 5, so it can't be that much of a surprise that it's included in this list, let alone hit the number 1 spot. You can't deny this Pokemon's awesome design. I love the fact that it has 3 different heads, and I adore the fact that its second heads look like hands. It's really strange, but it still looks awesome somehow. Not only that, its competitive use is fantastic, at least for me anyway, with me messing about in just random FFAs or just on Battlespot from time to time, because as all of you must know by now, I am awful at competitive play, so as long as it works for me, it's fantastic. It's honestly, for me, right up there as one of my all-time favourite Pokemon, so obviously, when it comes to pseudo legendaries, I'm going to place this one on the top of the list. As far as the anime goes, I don't really have any clear memories in the anime, so I haven't really got any memories to pull from there, but honestly, just my playthrough in Pokemon Black, I didn't have one in my team, but just playing against it and seeing its pre-evolutions in the wild was enough for me to really grow to like this Pokemon. Alrighty, so there we have it. Those were my personal favourite pseudo legendaries, but honestly I'd love to hear about some of your favourites down in the comments. Whether it's because you enjoy their competitive side, maybe you have some sentimental anime memories, or any other sentimental memories whatsoever. If you enjoyed this video, of course leave a like, it'd be super appreciated. The more you guys like and share these videos, the more chance they have of reaching a wider audience and bringing some new members to our little community. I'd love to push forward to 2,500 and beyond, so any interactions or shares you guys could make would really help us grow. If you are new to the channel, why not check out a few of my other videos and consider joining the community. That's all for now. I hope you have a fantastic day and I'll see you all next time.